Hello, I'm Lisa Zabaniak from Life Like You Mean It. And today I'm sharing my thoughts on the gains versus losses to healing from trauma. Now, when we're healing from trauma, we tend to feel like we're going to be losing ourselves if we heal. And a lot of that comes from the fact that we identify with being the victim of whatever it is that we have experienced. And so we have identified so much with it and all of the struggles that we have had since then that we feel like that is part of us. We feel like that is who we are. So, in going to try to heal, we feel then innately that we're going to be losing a part of ourselves. But what if rather than losing that victim or that person that sustained that injury or whatever it is, and then had all of these series of events afterwards, what if instead of losing that, you gained perspective of who you truly have always been, feeling the confidence and the love and the acceptance within yourself to be able to actually express that? I'll give you an example. Oftentimes, we beat ourselves up for how we handled a certain situation, how we coped with the stress or abuse or the trauma or whatever it is. Whether we turn to alcohol or drugs or sex, or whether we just acted out, right? We lashed out at our parents or our teachers or people that we now recognize were trying to help us, or whatever it is, it doesn't matter, right? Something that we are really not proud of ourselves for. But what if you could look at it in a different way? What if you could gain so much confidence in yourself, so much love and respect and acceptance that you could now look at that same coping technique that you were so ashamed of and actually see it through fresh eyes and realize that you were a fighter. You were actually doing what you needed to do to survive, and you found a coping technique that worked for you at that particular time. Sure, it may be something that you then had to fight against to try to overcome in itself, but that doesn't negate the fact that at whatever age you were, with very little tools in your bag of tricks to be able to handle whatever it was that you were going through, you still handled it. You still did it. That is the difference between losing something, right? Feeling like you have lost the person that you have always been versus gaining perspective on who you have always been. You have always been the innovator. You have always been the fighter. You have always been the one who has stood up for yourself and has found a way to survive. Healing just means you stop putting yourself down for how you did that and you start praising yourself, realizing your strengths because you love and accept and respect yourself in all time frames of your life. This is exactly the work that I do. I've got all kinds of things in place to help support you, including an entire year's coaching program called The Rise of You 2.0. But I also have lots of courses, individual NLP sessions, whatever you need. I support you where you are in your journey. So why don't you go ahead, leave me a message, direct message me, let me know what it is that you are struggling with, and together we will come up with a plan. Bless.